The technique of enlightenment is referred to by the Buddha metaphorically in his first sermon called Dhamma Chakkapatana Sutta. He used the term Majjhima Patipada to denote the technique of enlightenment. Literally, the term Majjhima Patipada is translated into English as middle path. However, the path here is not a road, but a way of enlightenment. It is the technique of enlightenment. The enlightenment is referred to in this first sermon called Dhamma Chakkapatana Sutta by the Buddha as the dawn of light. In his language called Pali, Aloko Udapadi. They are dawn the light. There is a metaphorical expression. The dawn of light means the dispelling of darkness. Darkness metaphorically means ignorance of the reality of things and beings that one experiences in one's life. In fact, one cannot know through his sense organs or through his mind the exact nature of things and beings that one experiences, because the capacity of all our sense organs are limited, and what we experience through those sensory organs are distorted, because they don't supply the correct, adequate information of things and beings that one experiences. Thus, not knowing the reality of things and beings is the ignorance. As I mentioned earlier, ignorance is referred to metaphorically as the darkness of ignorance. Here, enlightenment means, therefore, the dispelling in the darkness of ignorance by the realization of the reality of things and beings. In describing this technique, it is referred to as the middle path or Majjhima Patipada because it lies between two extremes of our sensation, of our thinking, of our feeling. One extreme is referred to by the Buddha as Kama Sukallikana Yoga, meaning getting attached to sensory pleasures. The other extreme is referred to as Attakiri Matan Yoga, resenting or avoiding sensory pleasures. The so-called technique of enlightenment called middle path is in between these two extremes. That is why it is referred to as Majjhima Patipada. Here, there is no attachment to sensory pleasures and no resentment to sensory pleasures. In fact, even an enlightened one can experience such sensory pleasures without attachment and resentment. And that is the middle path. In fact, the Buddha discourse called Anana Sutta that you get in the Anguttara Nikaya volume 2 at page 130. Buddha referred to the sensory pleasures that the lay people can experience. This discourse was delivered to Anadapindika, who was a layman, who was leading a lay life, enjoying the pleasures of lay life. Buddha said here, enjoying the pleasures of life without attachment and resentment is the right of the lay people. He referred to it as Attisukha in that sutta. The Buddha referred to it as Attisukha in the Anana Sutta. Attisukha means the sensory pleasures available to us, and pleasures that we are entitled to experience, but following the middle path according to Buddha's teaching, that is, without attachment called Kamasukhalikana Yoga, and without resentment called Attakilmatana Yoga. Even the enlightened one called Buddha did experience nice food, delicious food, palatial buildings, temples, very beautiful buildings, but he was not attached to them, nor did he resent them, try to avoid them. He was using it moderately, without attachment or resentment. That means enjoying things with the mentality called sati. Sati means attention, awareness. But awareness based on wisdom is called sati sampajanya. That is the path that the Buddhists or those who are on the path to enlightenment should follow. In the Sakka Panya Sutta that you get in the Samyutta Nikaya, volume 4, at page 212, there is an incident where the Buddha appreciated the superb music played by the superb musician called Panchasika. When Panchasika played his violin, or it's called veena, and recited an erotic song describing the sexual beauty of his lover, Suryavachasa. Buddha uttered his appreciation, saying, Tasya sarang, tasya tanti sasanti. Your singing is in harmony with your instrumental music. Tasya tanti, tasya sarang, sasanti. Your instrumental music is in harmony with your singing. That is appreciation of the beauty of Panchasika music, without attachment and without resentment. This is the one and only path to enlightenment. It is referred to in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta that we get in the Digha Nikaya at volume 2 at page 436. Buddha referred to the one and only way to enlightenment as Ekayano Maggo, where one is practicing Sati Sampajanya, insight of wisdom is called Sati. Panya and Sampajanya, enjoying things with the insight of wisdom, that is, without getting attached and without resenting, accepting things as they are. Even the enlightened ones accept things as they are, because they see things as they are, without an imagination, without hopes and resentments. They enjoy the reality, and enjoy means they become aware of the reality. Seeing reality is called Sata Bhuta Jnana Darsana in Buddha's language, Pali. And accepting things as they are, without resentment and without attachment, is called Yatha Labha Santutti. Santutti means enjoying. That means pleasures can be enjoyed without attachment and without resentment. That is the middle path to enlightenment. This path is taught in short to an ascetic called Bahya in the Bahya Sutta, in the Kuddaka Nikaya, at page 366. When the ascetic asked the Buddha, the Bahya ascetic asked the Buddha, the shortest cut to Nibbana, he said, be aware of sensory experiences, but without getting attached to them, or without resenting them. That is referred to in Buddha's language as ditte dittamattang. When you see things, be aware of things without thinking of them. You start thinking of them when you like them, or when you dislike them, or when you are ignorant of them, without attention. Sute dittamattang, even when you hear them, or when you smell them, when you taste them, be aware of the reality without attachment or resentment. And that is one and only way, called middle path, to realize the supreme bliss of enlightenment, called Nibbana. Nibbana means without any bondage. Bana means bondage, ni means no, without. Without getting attached to anything. Be aware of things and beings and incidents And that is the middle path to enlightenment. That one can practice here and now. Sanditiko now. Here, ehipasiko. Beyond time and space dimension. Akaliko, anantam. That is, to be in the present moment, called the eternity of time, the eternity of the moment, because the eternity called the past and the future are here and now in our experience. Because in the Rohita Sutta, Buddha said, the entire world that we experience is within us, not outside us. Therefore, the entire universe that our mind is aware of is within us, not outside us. It is the realization of the reality of this mind that is referred to as enlightenment by the Buddha. He called it dukkha nirodha, and he defined the word dukkha as the formation of thoughts. Sankittena pancha upadana kanda dukkha. Our thoughts are made of electromagnetism. Upadana means magnetism. It is the mental magnetism that leads to our ascendment and resentment, leads to our attachment and resentment. Middle path is not getting attached and no resenting. That is accepting things as they are. That is the realization of the actual reality. And that is called enlightenment.